Yeah, see, it's like, and that's how you know somebody really serious. Like, bro, I ain't got time to fuck around. I got a wife and 3 kids. You think I'm gonna come up here and sit up here and fly into Cali and be lying and fucking off? I ain't got time for none of that. Like, I ain't got time.
So really, it's game for y'all, man, to get this AI tool, man. Really, free, because you can start a business. You can either start a business or you can fix your credit, right?
You can do both, actually.
Yeah, you can do both.
Yeah.
So if you need that, man, you can go ahead and get that. And I don't know, a lot of people, it seems like people don't want no help, or they probably just standoffish
Yeah.
or traumatized by these past experiences. Because I'm one of those that, those past experiences where I had somebody like, hey, bro, I can fix your credit. Nigga, shit, give me 2,500.
Yep.
And I'm gonna get all this shit off your credit.
Yep.
And I'm looking and I'm like, ain't nothing off my credit, nigga. It's been 4 months. You know what I mean? Like, it's been this. Then nigga stop answering the phone. Then you get a nigga on the phone. Then they bullshitting you now. Like, or a couple things. Then it got wiped off the credit. Now they selling me trade lines. You feel me? Like, it's a whole bunch of shit. Some niggas is traumatized, man. So we gotta get them away from that.
I agree. I agree.
You gotta get them away from that.
And that was one of the main pieces behind putting together the software too, is because we got to get away from that. Like, we got to get away from not educating ourselves and not knowing what to do and going to somebody else for answers and for the results. And we got to more so become dependent, and we got to really put ourselves in position to go fish for ourselves. Like, we got to know how to feed ourselves and how to feed our family instead of depending on somebody else to do it for us. So that's what the software is gonna do. You gonna be like, okay, cool. I ain't gotta pay bro 2,500 no more. I can go and pay 150, and I can really understand how this is working. And then once I figure it out for myself, now I can go help my family. They say charity starts at the crib. Now you go get your mom, get her credit right, get your sister credit right, get your uncle credit right, get your cousin's credit right. Boom, now everybody credit right. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna go to the bank. We're gonna go get 50 to 100,000. We're gonna start a business together. We're gonna start cash flowing $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month. Now we ain't gotta work a job. Now we can quit. Cause now if 3 of us was working a job at Walmart and they was only paying us 2,500 each, that's 7,500. Now we go get into real estate. Now that real estate is bringing us $7,500 passively, but all we did was leverage our credit. We went to the bank. Just like every other millionaire do, we leverage credit in order to create cash flow for ourselves. The most millionaires in the world is people that own real estate. How you think they got that? They went to the bank and told the bank, give me a loan. And now this building is cash flow, so I'm paying the mortgage back, but I'm keeping the cash flow. I'm keeping the overage. That's how millionaires is created, but we don't understand how money works. We don't understand how credit works. We don't understand how money works. If you understood credit, you will have more money.
So tell me this. You said, like, you put on your family. Did you put your family on and then went to them? Hey, credit score, hey, let's get this, let's clean up.
But I'm gonna keep it a buck. I did, but some of them still didn't want to hear it though. It don't even matter who you are.
Well, okay.
Like, that's why I said I ain't mad at the people in the chat because they just
Did at least one of them do it and when they successful like you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You got a few that'll listen for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a few that'll listen, but majority of the people, again, because this is not something that we was taught. See, and again, we be mad and we be looking at other cultures, like we looking at the white man, we looking at the Indian, we like, damn, how this little kid riding around in a Benz or a Bentley or something. Bro, his daddy had good credit and then he added him on his trade line and it boosted his score. So that by the time Shorty got out of high school, he got a 750. He go get his own car, his own apartment, his own house. His credit is already good. We ain't transferring nothing to our black community but debt. We die and we ain't got no life insurance, and then we leaving bills and mortgages and debt and bad credit.
Make sure y'all join the millions of fans that played on Underdog last year with the Pick'em game. You can win money by making sports picks. It's time to turn those takes into cash by going higher or lower on player stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and much more. You can win up to 1,000 times your money. Sign up now, deposit using promo code BOF, you already know, to get 1,000 in bonus cash and a free pick.
But yeah, then the white man, he doing the right thing. So all I'm doing is I'm having uncomfortable conversations that the people don't want to have. The people ain't trying to hear.
Right.
I know it's uncomfortable, but give yourself some grace. Give yourself some time. You're going to be all right. And I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping on the conversation. Like, I ain't tripping on what's being said in the chat. I love it because what I'm doing is I am putting people in positions to think differently. You was thinking one way before you got on this call today. Now you thinking that they in the chat. Some of them like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, this shit sounded like some shit I needed to hear. Somebody ain't gonna be able to fucking sleep tonight. Somebody gonna be fucked up. They're gonna say, I gotta get my shit together.
You know, I was listening to Waka Flocka talking about insurance plans too. You know, and having cash flow and taking money and taking loans out on this insurance plans. You know anything about that?
Not a whole lot. I actually did used to sell life insurance. That was one of the first things that I actually did do. So I understand term policies. I understand universal life policy. So you got two different life insurance policies. You either got term or you got whole life. So what Waka Flocka was talking about was on the sector of whole life, you got life insurance policies called IULs, Universal Index Life Policies, where it has the life insurance portion in it, but it also has what's called a cash value portion in it. And that cash value portion on it is based upon the S&P 500, where you're going to have money that's going to grow based upon the market, and then you can borrow against that money. So it's like a kind of like a stock account, so to speak. So you can borrow against that money, go get you some real estate, like he said, and then, you know, once the real estate is cash flowing some money, then you pay it back. But then you borrow money from yourself with interest. So that's kind of how like the insurance company gets you. The other sad part about it that they don't tell you is that if you was to die, let's just say you had a $100,000 life insurance policy. Let's say that cash value had $50,000 in it. If you was to die, your family will be expecting $150,000, right? But you're not going to get that because the life insurance company is automatically the beneficiary of the cash value portion. Your family just only going to get that 100, which is still cool because it's rather to have some insurance rather than none. But again, we got to educate ourselves to understand what the fuck is going on. But then also, like Waka Flocka said, if I take money, the part that he didn't say is if I take this portion out of the life insurance piece and I don't pay it back and I actually happen to die, then now that $50,000 that I borrowed from the cash value comes from the face value amount of the policy. So now again, my family was expecting $150,000. I borrowed 50, so now they still expecting 100, but I didn't pay the 50 back. So now all they get is 50.
And you don't have to pay it back? Are they looking for you to pay it back? You have to pay it back.
But if I happen to have a premature death, is what we would call it, before I paid the money back, that's coming from the face value amount of my policy. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what if you go out and get a $1 million policy? Like, what do you do as a person with $1 million policy with kids and a family? You know what I'm saying? What's the first thing you supposed to do?
With $1 million policy?
Yeah, with $1 million policy. Because I was told when you go get $1 million policy, you go get like a living trust, and then with the living trust, then you set up. You don't give your kids the money, you know, in whole when you die. You set it up so where they can get paid quarterly.
You want me to keep it real with you?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm just gonna just give it to him straight. How the fuck we gonna get a trust and we don't trust ourselves? How the fuck I'm gonna get a trust? I don't even know how trust work. That trust shit and that Waka Flocka conversation stuff is just cool internet shit. Like, we gotta become educated. How am I gonna go get a trust? I barely even really understand how this life insurance work. I'm over here talking about credit. They only understand how credit work. Like, we gotta get the fundamentals down before you go get a trust. Like let's make sure that we got everything understood first. If you're gonna go get a life insurance policy, have that in place for like 6 months. Understand what you got first before you go do anything else. So my take on it is, get educated on life insurance before you get it. Once you get it, understand how it works and your benefit just in case of something that happens to you, so that way you know what's going on. But most people can't afford $1 million IUL policy. It's too expensive.
Is a trust better than having a will?
I would say, and again, I'm giving information. I ain't no expert on none of this. I got a little understanding of how it works. But when it comes to a trust and a will, I don't really know the ramifications of either to say one is better than the other. But I would probably, if I had to choose one, I would probably go with a trust, because I have a little bit of control and say so in a trust where I can say, okay, look, you're going to do this, you're going to do that at this age and at that age, and I'm going to disperse money and funds at each age accordingly based upon how I want things to go. I think for me, I think that a will, when I look at it, I think more so like maybe long-term family traditions being able to be carried out, because a will could say, look, if everybody in the family does not go to college, then y'all can't do this. So then now what it does is everybody in the family, they say, well, damn, grandpa said if we don't do this, we can't do this or get that. So then now it forces people to go to college or whatever Pop said in the will, his will shall be done. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that each one has its part, and I think that you have to understand, you have to educate yourself on each one before you just say, well, I want to trust, or I want a will. And I think that there's just some cool shit that we heard on the internet, and we're not really sure how that stuff works. But I think that you should educate yourself first. Sit down with, somebody who's legal attorney or something like that. somebody that's a financial planner, and put that stuff in place with somebody who know what they doing. Get your financial coach first before you just say, well, this is what you should do. Because I don't want to be on here saying this is what you should do, and then somebody in here say, I'm gonna go do it, and then they like, well, dude said do it. Now don't do what I said do. Go get somebody that's that can really help you out and walk you through that.
All right, so since we your homies, right?
Talk to me.
Once we get off this stream, we're gonna need some free game because I'm trying to make the homie $1 million.
Okay, for sure.
You know what I mean? His credit's 750.
Yeah.
He don't know how to leverage it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So we gonna need that game. You know what I'm saying? Don't sell us the AI too when we get off this motherfucking stream.
No, I got you.
The homie need a big ass chain. You know what I'm saying? When he walking out here, plus the motorcycle, plus the you know what I'm saying, build a house.
Yeah.
Plus all the whole little shit.
But I mean, it's like, bro, like I'm gonna just keep it real. Like, it's just, I think that people gotta be patient. It's not an overnight thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think I've been at entrepreneurship for 16 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then like the last 8 years, I was crazy enough to fucking leave a job that was paying me 6 figures. Like, people still think that I'm crazy to this day. But it's like now they like, oh shit, now this nigga done made it. Like he
got it.
He got it.
He
really
got it.
Like, they called me crazy at first, but now they like trying to figure out, like, is you hiring, nigga? What you got going on? Like, I'm trying to figure this shit out. But they were just watching the whole time. Like, I get so many DMs and messages from people that I went to grammar school with, high school with, college. They be like, bro, I've been watching for 3-4 years. Like, nigga, you really going crazy. But what they don't know is, like, in 2021, I had took out a fucking loan to pay my mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that, though. Like,
Damn.
I'm a real nigga, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, they don't know in 2016, for the first 7 months of entrepreneurship, when I went full-time, I ain't make a fucking dollar. And I was using my credit cards to pay child support. They don't know that, though. So, you know what I'm saying? You could say I'm a lame, you could say I'm a scammer in the chat, but I'm a real nigga. Go to my Instagram, nigga. Scroll all the way to the fucking bottom. When I joined in 2012, you'll see my first post. It's me and my daughter hold hands. And then you'll see me on that bitch selling life insurance, educate niggas, holding seminars, holding classes. You'll see me on that bitch selling solar when I started my solar company. You'll see me on that bitch when I first started doing credit. Saying, man, I need y'all to get y'all credit. You'll see me walking doors, knocking on doors, talking to people, handing out flyers. You're going to see all that shit. I'm a real nigga. I can't erase my past. Like, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. One thing is, I ain't just popped up on the scene. I ain't no brand new ass nigga. This is me. I'm real. I'm here, live in the flesh, and I've been through a lot of shit.